1. When designing a SOLIDWORKS CSWP training program for adult learners, which instructional method best promotes skill retention? A. Real-world modeling projects with feedback loops. B. Memorization of SOLIDWORKS interface tools. C. Watching long, non-interactive video tutorials. D. Completing static reading assignments. 2. Which evaluation method most effectively measures practical competency in SOLIDWORKS? A. Performance-based modeling challenges with timed constraints. B. True-false quizzes on design theory. C. Group discussions about design trends. D. Self-paced theoretical exams. 3. The principle of andragogy in CSWP training emphasizes that adult learners A. Learn best through practical, problem-solving experiences. B. Prefer passive observation over active participation. C. Retain information primarily through repetition. D. Depend entirely on instructor demonstrations. 4. When developing a CSWP course curriculum, the best approach to sequencing content is A. Begin with foundational sketching before moving into assemblies and advanced features. B. Start with advanced simulation topics. C. Randomize topics to maintain variety. D. Focus on theory before any practical application. 5. The most effective communication technique when teaching complex CAD assemblies is A. Using visual models, demonstrations, and real-time walkthroughs. B. Providing dense written manuals. C. Reading command definitions aloud. D. Encouraging learners to find their own methods without support. 6. In evaluating a learner's CSWP readiness, which indicator demonstrates mastery? A. The ability to independently solve parametric design problems under time constraints. B. Memorization of all toolbars and menus. C. Ability to describe the SOLIDWORKS interface. D. Attendance in all sessions. 7. Regulatory compliance in SOLIDWORKS education often refers to A. Adherence to software licensing and intellectual property standards. B. Following color scheme preferences. C. Providing free use of software without restrictions. D. Using outdated versions for cost saving. 8. Which feedback method most enhances learning outcomes in a CSWP mentoring program? A. Timely, specific feedback linked to actual model performance. B. Delayed, generalized comments. C. Automated grading only. D. Verbal praise without correction. 9. When teaching adults advanced SOLIDWORKS surfacing techniques, the best instructional practice is to A. Integrate hands-on modeling tasks with real-world applications. B. Assign theoretical readings. C. Use lecture-only presentations. D. Skip exercises for efficiency. 10. To ensure competency-based learning, a CSWP curriculum should include A. Performance metrics tied to measurable design outputs. B. Ungraded open discussions. C. Unstructured creative projects. D. Instructor opinion as sole evaluation. 11. The role of mentorship in CSWP preparation primarily focuses on A. Developing critical thinking and decision-making in design contexts. B. Providing step-by-step solutions to memorize. C. Evaluating without offering guidance. D. Avoiding feedback to encourage independence. 12. When adult learners collaborate on design projects, they benefit most from A. Peer review and shared problem-solving experiences. B. Competing for top grades. C. Working individually at all times. D. Following identical modeling steps. 13. A formative assessment in SOLIDWORKS education would best involve A. Iterative part modeling tasks with progressive complexity. B. One-time final exams only. C. Open-ended essays on software theory. D. Random questions unrelated to practice. 14. Which approach best supports continuous improvement in CSWP training delivery? A. Reviewing learner feedback and updating tasks to match industry relevance. B. Keeping the same materials every year. C. Avoiding feedback collection. D. Reducing complexity to save time. 15. A SOLIDWORKS instructor promoting self-directed learning should A. Provide open-ended design challenges that allow creative solutions. B. Dictate exact modeling steps to all learners. C. Focus solely on assessment results. D. Remove learner choice from exercises. 16. In curriculum design for adult CAD learners, instructional objectives must A. Be measurable, observable, and linked to real-world job tasks. B. Be broad and conceptual. C. Focus on memorization outcomes. D. Avoid quantifiable metrics. 17. A practical method to evaluate communication skills in CSWP trainees is A. Assessing their ability to explain modeling workflows to peers. B. Grading design aesthetics alone. C. Timing model completion. D. Testing memorization of menu options. 18. In a hybrid SOLIDWORKS training model, digital simulation exercises should A. Reinforce live sessions with interactive application. B. Replace all in-person instruction. C. Focus on passive observation. D. Be unrelated to certification standards. 19. To motivate adult learners in CSWP programs, instructors should A. Connect lessons to workplace applications and tangible outcomes. B. Rely solely on test preparation drills. C. Avoid linking concepts to career benefits. Focus exclusively on exam scores. 20. Ethical instruction in SOLIDWORKS training requires A. Respecting student intellectual property and data privacy. B. Sharing proprietary designs publicly. C. Allowing software misuse for convenience. D. Ignoring copyright constraints. 21. Mentorship effectiveness in a CSWP setting can best be measured by A. Mentees' increased independence and improvement in design problem solving. B. Mentors' years of experience. C. The number of sessions conducted. D. Formal certifications held by the mentor. 22. Which teaching approach aligns most with experiential learning in CAD education? A. Learning through iterative design, testing, and reflection. B. Reading SOLIDWORKS documentation only. C. Watching demonstrations passively. D. Taking quizzes without application. 23. In adult learning environments, feedback should be A. Constructive, timely, and performance-focused. B. Criticism without guidance. C. General and delayed. D. Rarely offered to promote autonomy. 24. A CSWP instructor integrating peer assessment into the course promotes A. Collaborative learning and evaluative reflection. B. Instructor dependence. C. Competition without feedback. D. Passive learning. 25. To ensure alignment with certification standards, instructors must A. Map learning outcomes to official CSWP exam competencies. Focus on unrelated CAD tools. C. Skip outcome mapping for flexibility. D. Rely solely on vendor marketing materials. 26. A performance rubric for CSWP evaluation should focus on A. Accuracy, efficiency, and compliance with design constraints. Creativity alone. C. Attendance and participation. D. Time spent in software. 27. The most effective way to teach feature-based modeling is A. Demonstrating how parametric relationships impact downstream design changes. B. Showing only the final product. C. Avoiding dependency relationships. D. Focusing on aesthetics instead of structure. 28. When reviewing learner data from SOLIDWORKS labs, instructors should A. Use results to refine teaching strategies and task complexity. Discard low scores. C. Maintain unchanged lesson plans. D. Grade without review. 29. An adult learner struggling with assemblies benefits most from A. Guided practice followed by independent application and reflection. B. Immediate exposure to advanced simulations. C. Removal from group projects. D. Memorizing part names. 30. A post-training CSWP assessment that measures workplace performance evaluates A. Transfer of learning to real design environments. Test taking speed. C. Attendance consistency. D. Tool memorization. 31. In a CSWP mentorship relationship, effective communication should A. Encourage open dialogue, active listening, and problem-solving discussions. B. Focus solely on providing directives. C. Limit questions from mentees. D. Avoid discussing performance gaps. 32. To maintain high educational standards, a CSWP program must ensure A. Continuous instructor development and alignment with current CAD trends. B. Static training content. C. Infrequent curriculum updates. D. Minimal adherence to exam guidelines. 33. When evaluating a learner's growth in SOLIDWORKS proficiency, instructors should prioritize A. Consistency, innovation, and problem-solving in sequential projects. Speed alone. C. Tool familiarity without application. D. Theoretical test performance. 34. When designing a professional-level SOLIDWORKS curriculum, which strategy best supports adult learners' retention and skill transfer? Integrating real-world design challenges that reflect industry workflows. B. Focusing only on memorization of SOLIDWORKS command names. C. Presenting lengthy theoretical lectures without hands-on application. D. Assigning identical projects regardless of learner experience. 35. During a mentoring session for CSWP candidates, which communication approach most effectively promotes learner engagement? A. Using open-ended questions to encourage reflection and self-directed problem-solving. B. Providing direct answers to all design issues immediately. C. Avoiding technical discussions to reduce complexity. D. Focusing only on assessment criteria instead of learner understanding.